topic 6 for tonight. This is a crazy one. Our producer Ben comes up with the titles here, not us. So the Celtics don't stink. I never said they did, honestly. And I've been the one that's saying, hey, give this team some time and just kind of relax. I think they're going to be a lot better after the All-Star break. Obviously, they've just won 3 games in a row. What are you thinking about that, Pat?
Well, on our last show, I was like, wait, don't fire Brad Stevens right now. Like, there's no reason to do it midseason. It's not going to make them better. And then I think it was either that night or the night after they blew another game and that they should have won. And I was yelling at the TV, fire Brad Stevens. This team needs a wake-up call. What are they doing? Come on, like, this is terrible. Like, Tatum's, like, just got his head down and he's sulking. I was so mad at the Celtics either that night or the day after. But, you're right. We continue to overreact this season to some bad trends. And, their last couple of games, it still hasn't looked great, But I think there's a couple of things that you can take out of the last 3 games for the Celtics that are positives. Number one, Kemba Walker just looks better. On top of, I think he looks healthier, he looks quicker, and now he's starting to hit shots. I thought, the last few weeks he was looking quicker. Didn't look like the knee was bothering him, but he wasn't hitting shots. Now he's hitting shots. He's looking quicker. He's going to the basket a little bit more. So I think that's number one. Number two, the game against Washington, they didn't have Jaylen Brown, and yet they still won in the last second. I thought Tatum played great in that game. He got the ball, late in the game a few times and went to the basket and scored for the game winner. He didn't do that step-back 3 that everybody cringes every time they see it, even though he can hit it. So that was encouraging. And then, last night they were playing the Clippers, and the Clippers didn't have Kawhi Leonard. So I don't consider it necessarily a quality win. Tatum looked awful last night, but Jaylen Brown was good in the first half, wasn't good in the second half. Kemba Walker looks good again. Robert Williams made a huge impact on the game last night. Peyton Pritchard had a huge impact on the game last night. So even though the Clippers didn't have Kawhi, and Tatum wasn't playing well, the Celtics still were able to win because of some of their bench guys, and that's what they need right now. They need to figure out those core guys to go with Tatum and Brown, and they still might add somebody at the trade deadline. I think if they don't, then there's a problem. Whether it's a huge deal with the trade exception or a smaller deal with a wing or possibly both, they got to do something. But, yeah, I think, it's such a condensed season, and we're going to get into this in the next topic, but guys need rest. Some guys have had COVID. It's just such a weird year. You're going to have – I think the losing streaks are going to last longer this season because of how dense the schedule is, of how tired some of these guys are from the bubble and from the fact that they started earlier than anybody expected. So, I think we probably did as fans overreact a little bit to the Celtics, but it wasn't pretty. And it still kind of isn't pretty yet, but they just look better. They definitely do.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's high school, college, or pros, a win's a win. So it's good to see these guys getting wins and getting a small little win streak together here with putting 3 in the win column over the last couple here. But hey, if you're looking forward to this show, or if you look forward to it every week like I am, and you like what you're watching, make sure you give us a follow and a subscribe, because we really need it and we love you. Follow us on Twitter. But yeah, hey, give these Celtics some more time to come together. Like you said, Kemba's really starting to come together after his injury, and I think he needed some time. It's honestly, as a fan, as a coach, as a player, I think, hey, it's taken a little longer than we all expected for him to come back into form. But I think these last 3 games have shown that he's starting to get it back together, and hopefully it will continue on. But we need him. He is part of our big 3, and I had said this multiple times on the show previously, that we need him, the big 3 of Tatum, Brown, and Kemba Walker. If we can get those 3 going, the Celtics will be able to make a run into the playoffs. I still don't think this is a title contending team because, like you said, I think you got to go ahead and make a move, potentially for a big man, to solidify the front court. But yeah, I'm happy as a fan to see them start winning. And like I said, I can understand fans, and this is even going back to our earlier topic, I can understand fans complaining and wanting value for these contracts that these guys are getting paid, and even what these coaches are getting paid. I totally get it. Okay, but sometimes we just got to wait a little bit. And I think even for this Celtics team, I think we have to wait until after the All-Star break to see, are they going to be able to put it together? Hopefully, Will Kemba would be able to play like he's been playing these last three, and they'll keep putting him in the win column. I mean, all they got to really be, in my opinion, put yourself in the top 5 going into the playoffs, and I think that puts you in a good spot to be able to make a little run. And that's with this current roster. If you don't bring somebody into the front court, then this team doesn't have a chance of winning the title.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, they're definitely not at a championship caliber level yet. And for them to get there as well, the top 2 guys need to be better. Jaylen Brown was awesome at the beginning of the year, the last couple of weeks, and I know his knees kind of hasn't been great, but those guys need to be better too. If they want to be the 2 max contract players, they need to carry this team sometimes when the team's not at 100%. And I think we'll see them grow into that as time goes on. It might be this year, it might be next year, it might be after that. We'll see how it goes.